Getting a driving test may have once been an easy task, but since COVID there has been a huge backlog, making it nearly impossible for some learners to book their tests. Desperate for a test date, many are left with no choice but to pay these high fees.
I thought, whatever I can get, I'll take it. And then he sent me a text message saying that he has a date for, I think it was, for the end, like the last week of June, like I think 8 different dates for testing Leighton Buzzard, and he quoted me for £220 for a change date and a test centre, and that doesn't include the car fee for the day, and I was just shocked.
But according to the Driving Vehicle Standards Agency, who oversee driving tests in Great Britain, the usual fee for a weekday driving test is £62, while evening, weekend or bank holiday tests are £75 when booked directly through the DVSA website. However, with finding a test date becoming increasingly difficult, many instructors have grabbed the opportunity to make a profit by adding inflated charges on top of the DVSA's costs.
Could you explain why you charge these high prices? Like, what's your reasoning for it?
Profitable. There's not much regulation either, so they make it really, really easy. I mean, I've got my own reasons for wanting more money. I think everyone wants more money. The question is, are you audacious enough to get some when you're in that position? I don't really look at the justice side of things. It is what it is. It pays me money. I've got a daughter to look after, so that's justice to me.
So it's actually not illegal for driving instructors to charge higher prices for securing earlier test dates. While many see this as unethical or exploitative, especially with the post-COVID-19 backlog, there's no specific law preventing instructors from setting their own fees. However, what is illegal is booking a test using someone else's details without their consent. Instructors involved in that could face some serious legal consequences. To avoid being exploited, the DVSA says, "We urge applicants not to use any third-party cancellation checking services and to always book their tests through the official DVSA website." They also assure learners that more protection is coming and that they have some more changes up their sleeves that will support their efforts in making sure the booking process is fair for all. However, not all driving instructors have exploited the situation. I'm off to London to speak to Francis Noakes, who has been vocal on social media about these unethical practices, urging his followers to stay alert.
It's not right because it is putting more pressure on learners, which is making them more likely to fail. It used to be a fair system where everybody had the same chance of getting a driving test. Now it's down to how much money you've got. If you're willing to pay the extra, you can get a test next week or the week after. But if you're not, then you have to wait 6 months for a driving test. And that's putting huge pressure on learners and probably why a lot of people are more likely to fail now and why there's so much now anxiety around driving tests.
Now, this issue isn't rare. It's affected learners across the UK. Today, I'm in Southampton to speak to those affected.
Mohammed has been learning for over a year and has yet to pass his test after failing twice already. Despite his persistent efforts and dedication, the constant wait and high stakes are taking a toll on his confidence.
If I'm booking now, if I'm preparing, I know preparing for 3 months, that's fine. But extra 3 months, then I have to take, however, maybe after 2 weeks, I have to book another class to keep me warm up with the car so I cannot drive like that. So definitely it cost me time, it cost me money, and definitely can say the mental stress or everything, it is there, yeah.
Others are growing increasingly concerned that the DVSA should already be making more of an effort to protect learners from these unethical practices.
It's not good enough. You should have hired more test examiners then. If you know you've got a massive backlog, hire more people to do it. There are driving instructors out there who can take on those driving examiner roles. Take on more. You know, in Maybush, you can't quote me on the exact amount, but I think they only have 5 driving examiners. If you've got a massive backlog, put in 8 driving examiners, sort it out, get it lower, quicker, then people wouldn't be so scammed.
But experts like the AA Driving School are calling on the new Labour government to focus on cutting down driving test wait times. They've seen a 20% rise in average waiting periods this year, which they believe is fueling the backlog. Mark Bourne, the head of driving instructor training, highlights the need to be careful about who you pick as your instructor.
Don't be afraid to question your driving instructor. And in actual fact, driving instructors really enjoy getting questions from learners that aren't just how much are your hourly lessons. What is your pass rate? How happy are you with or how happy are your pupils with you? Do you have any reviews that I can have a look at and see, and sort of get that sort of bigger picture of the driving instructor.
For many, it's already too late, and the financial burden is having a severe impact on their mental health. The stress, anxiety, and desperation caused by struggling with excessive fees and long waiting times are affecting their overall well-being.
Just sad, really, and desperate, and just felt like giving up. I think I took a couple of weeks off from taking the new driving lessons because it's just such a grim situation. I was hoping to get my exam in a couple of months with the driving lessons and like having very intense driving lessons every week. And when he gave me when he quoted me 220 for a changed test date, I was like, I can't do this, I can't afford it.
It's clear that for many learners, the road to getting a driving test is far from smooth. It remains to be seen whether the expected changes by the DVSA will make a difference. Sherina Bhundia, CGS News.